Hello, this is Cryptolyze. I hope you're doing well. This Tuesday, 27 February, 2024, we meet today to talk about INJ, the crypto from Injective protocol. So as usual, we're going to split this video into two parts. A fundamental part, we are going to come back to Injective. We will come back to his news. And then we will project ourselves onto the charts to see short, medium, long-term prices, purchase prices, sale prices, and we start by recalling what Injective is. Injective is a blockchain that is designed for finance, as they say on their site. It is something that is built on the Cosmos SDK, that is to say on the Cosmos development kit and in the ecosystem Cosmos. This is very important because you will see that it will involve a lot of things, particularly in the notion of airdrop. We will discuss it a little later in the video. Another thing, we have a blockchain which is structurally designed to be able to manage order books. What does it mean? This means order books, the books which are mainly used for trading and having decentralized order books. This allows you to have great performances as decentralized trading, for example. This is one of the most important pillars. Complicated to build when you are making a decentralized trading application, it is to have access to a notebook of orders which is structurally efficient, which behind it is sufficiently decentralized, and in which I have all the necessary liquidity to be able to do it. And the strength of Injective is to offer all the toolboxes to be able to do this. So Injective offers itself as the solution to the construction of any decentralized platform, through their ecosystem and through their instance. And their instance, there is something which is also very important to understand. Behind it, we will have an INJ, which will be burned in the gas fees, and in which we will have an INJ stacking system, which allows us to potentially win what we call it the price pool. The price pool is something that allows you to directly have the possibility of recovering part of the trading fees which are made available by Injective on the different protocols. So we recover part of these costs. It's more than 40. And of these costs, there is a part which will be auctioned every week in which we can win a large part of the tokens which are available for a low cost. Therefore, there is an interest in owning INJ and using INJ to be able to do the auction and potentially win these price pools. This is also the interest of Injective. It is the whole ecosystem that revolves around it. The other thing that interests me, and that's normally why I'm making a video for you again now, is because we're on a TVL of 18 million. We were on a TVL of 18 million. We has gone to 54 million. And we see that we are in a big progression. We are also in a progression in the number of developers who are working on the project. The commits will increase greatly. So I think that there is an ecosystem that is growing. And, as usual, we follow the liquidity. And if the liquidity goes to one place, it is because there is an interest. You will see in the technical part just now that technically there is an area which is interesting. Another thing, Injective is a lot of protocols that revolve around Injective. So that means that having INJ will make it possible to recover part of the airdrops from these protocols when they launch their token. And even now, given that Injective has become one of the most complete ecosystems in Cosmos, there will be an interest in owning Injective and stacking it to be able to win airdrops. Another thing, we have no dilution given that we have actually finished the entire release part of the token, and we have a market cap which is at 33,100,000,000 diluted, which is completely consistent with what we can expect from INJ, namely that we have burning, so we are on something which is deflationary in the long term. Another point is that we have an objective which seeks to be at the forefront of the trend. That means that, for example, there was the fashion of the ERC-404 which appeared, which is not yet validated, and they directly launched the CWF-404, which is their iteration of this NFT composition, and so they want to be at the forefront of this type of thing and at the forefront of trends. That's what they are looking for, a new hype and a new construction. That's why it's interesting to talk about it now. Upstream of that, in which we perhaps have a token which is being prepared to give us a second acceleration. Moreover, on the technical part it can be seen a little, given that we have a first phase of acceleration on 2021, retracement, accumulation, first phase of consolidation, above the accumulation, new accumulation, which is a reaccumulation of Wyckoff. And then we had the explosion with a new ATH, which was carried out here on $45 for Injective. And we have that we work on Injective in this zone with a lot of capitulations of people who bought in the bullish phase, very bullish, exponential, and behind profit taking. So there we have a stabilization. And what is interesting in this stabilization is that since December 2023, we have hardly moved. We are between $35 and $37 in terms of injectables. So we are in a form of reaccumulation for me, which can be interesting, and in which we will have to monitor. It can be an interesting moment to be able to simply re-expose yourself, strengthen a position, or simply expose yourself if you have not been in this area before. Namely that we have to get away from this idea that it has performed, therefore it will no longer perform. I invite you to look at Solana. I invite you to look at Ethereum. I invite you to look at AVAX. I invite you to look at many others cryptos that have consistently shown that a crypto that has managed to drain a lot of liquidity. And a lot of incentives in the first part of the cycle will generally happen more than 90% of the time to drain liquidity. And it is not because it made one higher that it cannot make two higher ones. We must get out of this kind of fear of a bear market which still remains well anchored. The bear market is over. We are in pre-bull run or even in bull run, and therefore we must decide on a strategy which is specific to that, and therefore we will look for where the liquidity is, find. Afterwards, it is up to you to determine whether the project interests you, whether the Cosmos ecosystem interests you, because it is true that it is a little bit below everything that can happen around it. Of the EVM, and that alongside it is in fact an asset which has already performed well and which is an asset which has already experienced a bull run. It is therefore not an asset which is very recent. It is not an asset which has a total hype. It managed to create a form of hype at a given moment. It has a system and a ecosystem which is coherent. Then it is once again up to you to see, yes or no, it has a place in your portfolio. Do you think it is interesting to keep Injective? It's up to you to tell me what you think in the comments, and have you stacked your INJ to be able to collect airdrops? Is that why you have the INJ, or simply because you believe in the project? I look forward to reading you in the comments. Don't forget to leave me a little like, and we'll see you soon for a video.